name of your company and your role in the company.
I'm Charlie Osmond.
Okay.
The company's called Triptease, and I'm the Chief Tease.
And what is Triptease?
So we help people create beautiful, shareable travel reviews.
Okay, so there's a lot of travel sites these days, right?
Yeah.
How is Triptease different?
So we think that at the moment, review sites are just about the most ugly sites on the web. And so we're trying to make reviews beautiful.
So like TripAdvisor, ugly?
Very. And also it doesn't really, it doesn't bring to the fore who's written a review. So often, you might read a review and it might put you off or it might excite you, but actually it's been written by someone with completely different standards to your own. And so we want to bring reviewers to the fore, which we can do by having a real name policy and by helping people create content that they're proud of. Because if you're proud of the content and you're proud enough to share it, then we think that you'll be your real self, and the community can get more value out of that.
So as the founder, how did you conceive of this idea?
I think there have been a few things. Most of all, a couple of years ago, after 2 weeks of frustrated looking online, I finally decided on a hotel and booked it.
Okay.
And then came the real challenge. Could I convince my wife this was the right decision? Mm-hmm. And I thought, I'll show her some reviews and let someone else do the talking. But as soon as I looked at reviews, I found the joy, the anticipation being sucked from my soul. Because you spend all this money on a nice hotel, and yet when you read the reviews, they just put you off. It's just like a negative... and also there's just this problem of... even the best hotels in the world are on the same ranking list as the worst hotels in the world. And so you've got hotels of very different classes, visitors of very different expectations, ranking everyone in the same way. And as a result, I just think you don't really get a sense of, here's a person like me, here's what they thought, therefore I'll book. And so I was upset and frustrated when I was showing my wife, so I was like, I got to fix reviews. Because this is a huge business that for a decade hasn't changed. Reviews have barely changed for a decade.
So did your wife let you go on the trip?
Yeah.
In that hotel?
I'm glad to say in the end we did, yeah.
And how was it?
Oh, it was fabulous, yeah. And then I made a review on Triptease, so now people can see what real standard it is.
So, are you going to have negative reviews on your site as well as positive? That's sort of the idea of reviews, right? It's the good and the bad.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we have the good and the bad. But I think the difference is that we think that whether it's good or whether it's bad, the layout, the design of the site can still be good, right? You can read a bad review in the New York Times, but it's still a well-designed magazine.
Absolutely.
And I think 5 years ago, design didn't really matter on the web. But now, the social web especially, images, design, it's just so important, and we just want to bring it forwards.
Yeah, the bar is much higher.
Absolutely.
I like what you said about how do people like me, how would they rate the site? How do you go about finding out if the people who are writing the reviews are like me?
Okay, so we have a asynchronous following model like Twitter, so it's a bit like Twitter for travel.
Okay.
So you can very quickly you get a sense of where these people have been, are they places that I've been, what kind of, So I think the main way that people will find others in the community is they'll probably search for a hotel they went to recently and think, well, what did I think of that hotel? Then let me look at the other people who went there, how they reviewed it. Oh, this person seems interesting. I see that, maybe it's a luxury travel blogger, or maybe, also we're trying to get people from the industry. So it might be the general manager of the W here in San Francisco has gone on vacation, and written a review, and that would be someone who think, well, they've got high standards. I'm really interested in what they do.
Sure. When you were talking to the panel, they mentioned the idea that a lot of the reviews that are coming in now are paid reviews. How do you intend to combat that, or is that something you're going to address?
I think the main thing we're doing is we have a real name policy. Okay. So if you think about when travel reviews were set up a decade ago, 12 years ago, before the days of MySpace, everyone hid behind fake names. Whereas now, I think people are used to using their names, so we force people to log in either with Facebook or using real names. That brings sort of, a layer of reality to the reviews. And then the second thing we do is hotels and travel agents often refer people to us. They'll say, please write a review of our hotel. And when we know a hotel has done that, we can track where that person came, how they came to us, and we can stamp their review as certified having been there.
Okay. If Triptease was a superhero, what would its superpower be?
Beauty. Yeah, we would be able to, with one move of the arm, suddenly everything looks good.
Everything looks good. Even the ugly's covered up.
Well, not covered up, but everything looks...
Everything's framed well.
Exactly, everything's in order.
Very nice. Is there anything you'd like to tell our audience as we close?
Go try Triptease. You can download us on iPad as of this week. We are going to change the way that people read and write reviews online.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.